Hello everybody, Dead Spikes here. Today I am making the final video of my tutorials for this raid. We are finally up to the end where we fight Taniks the Abomination. This encounter can be quite hell. I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. There are two strats on doing this, and I am going to be going over the faster strat just because I think it's safer and it will take out a lot more of the confusion to make it easier on you guys. So I hope that you guys may have either watched a video on the last few encounters or you know how the last encounter works. But we bring everything we've learned throughout this raid, we put it together, and that's what we're going to do here. Starting out, I like to go over the chests first. There are 6 chests in this room. So here we have a chest 1 right here is what I like to call them. I call them 1 through 6 in a clockwise manner. We have chest 1, chest 2. This is what we call them as we're going as well. We got chest 3 right there, chest 4 right there. And this is also how we call our locations, like I'll be ad clearing in 1 and 2 and so on. Chest 5 right there and chest 6 right there. There are 3 areas in this encounter. There is 1 and 2 area up there. There's 3 and 4 area right there, 5 and 6 area right here. These areas will all drop a job, and they will always drop the same job. For example, 5 and 6 will always spawn the suppressor guy. 1 and 2 will always spawn the operator, and 3 and 4 will always spawn the scanner. Now, the way that we run this encounter, scanner is not going to be used, but normally you would use the scanner to see the 2 chests that the balls need to be going into. But if you run the 4-ball method, you don't even need that. So what you're going to do is you're going to be ad clearing, put 2 people on each side. Everyone's going to grab their job they get there after they do their ad clearing, and then Taniks is going to drift to one of the 3 sides. Depending on where he drifts to are the chests that you need to do. Now, if Taniks went to 1 and 2, that means the 4 balls need to go in the other 4 chests, excluding the area he is in. So if Taniks went to 1 and 2, 3 through 6 are the chests that you're going to be putting the balls in. It's nice to designate people to be maybe the 2 lower numbers and the 2 higher numbers. That way everyone knows where they go. Now, the 2 people that cannot grab the ball as you're doing this is the operator and the suppressor. The only 2 that cannot hold a ball. And the 4 people that are running the balls need to really run those as quick as they can. I also recommend not grabbing that ball or the nuke until it says around 5 or 4 seconds on it to give the suppressor a little bit more time. Now you can see that there are 3 of these beach ball things on each side. So there's 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And over there we got 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. 1 there, there, and there. So depending on where Taniks goes, is where you're going to suppress. So if Taniks was here, that means we use these 3 beach balls to suppress him. If Taniks is over there, we use those 3 to suppress him. And for there, I'll use those 3 to suppress him. So that's how you do suppressor on each side. Now for the operator is going to be shooting detain fields. So as the 4 nuke runners are going to the chest that they're going to deposit their balls into, one of them is going to get detained in this circular field. Kind of like what Argus does from Eater of Worlds if you've ran it before. It's going to put them in this big sphere that they can't move out of. The operator is the only person that could break that sphere, and they just need to shoot the outside of that sphere to break it. There's going to be 2 spheres per run, so you have to time it for a reason. When the suppressor hits the final suppression, one of the 3 jobs is going to go offline. If operator were to go off at that point in time and someone was detained, that person is dead. There is no way to go around that unless you swapped jobs quick enough, but there is no way to. So you really have to communicate between your operator and your suppressor on when that second detain field is broken. That's what I like to go off of with my team. Once the second detain field is broken, Taniks is suppressed. Once Taniks is suppressed, he cannot any longer detain somebody. So you shouldn't have to worry about it after that. If you get this done, I mean, this is where all the practice comes down to, is learning the timing of the suppressing and the operator. Once you get that timing down, I would say have your suppressor and operator help the 2 teams on making sure those nukes go in. It's going to be really, really hard to try to get this first time. It is very timing because you're going to be very close on grabbing that nuke to getting to your chest. Once you hit 10 radiation, you're gonna die. So it's gonna take a bunch of practice to get down the timing of everybody doing everything. But that's kind of the main goal of this encounter. If you were to do it correctly, you can see these 2 lines here around Taniks. Inside those 2 lines are where the damage phase is. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to show the whole encounter when my team ran it, but I kind of just like to explain everything before we actually show the encounter. So that's the damage phase right there, is being in between those 2 lines. If you're too close, you're going to die. If you're outside it, you can't even damage. Now, this outer ring right here is going to have debris floating around in it in a very fast circular motion, so you have to jump over it to get into the damaging area. What I recommend for damage is at least 1 slug or 2 slug shotguns. Heritage and first in last out is the highest damaging thing in the game right now with an Anarchy. I run Heritage Icolo sniper rifle with Anarchy because I do not have a first in last out, and this does quite a bit of damage as well. Otherwise, a very easy setup to run is the Cloud Strike. You just have to learn how to shoot it. You got to delay your first 2 shots, and then you can just keep firing it. And then I also recommend to put maybe a Heritage with it if you get it to drop. It is the raid shotgun, so it's not like you can come here prepared with it, but it does help out a lot. You do not have a first in last out, but you got a Heritage. You could run a duality in this slot. If you had a first in last out but not a Heritage, you can run Chaperone with the first in last out, and that would work pretty good. Just having an Anarchy is great because it does that passive damage while you're going. If you're trying to hit this max damage, it's nice. You gotta shoot, swap, shoot, swap, shoot, swap, shoot, swap. You'll see it in my gameplay. Some other stuff that you could run is maybe a Nagi cancel. Otherwise, just the basic Xenophage will work. It's just gonna be 2 to 3 phases. One thing I did not mention is while you are breaking Taniks, so once Taniks moves, he's going to have 4 boosters on his ship. Each one of those boosters is what drops the nukes that you need to go put in chests. So you and your team have to work through breaking all of those boosters. If you have someone with Anarchy, it helps a lot because it will damage all 4 of those boosters at once. But otherwise, you all just have to shoot it with what you have to try to stun that. And while you are shooting those nukes out of that booster, Taniks is going to be making meteors come down in all these areas. You'll see blue lines all over, and these meteors will come down and they will hit you to kill you. So all of your team needs to constantly be moving, trying to dodge these meteors while trying to break Taniks. The quicker you break him, the safer it will be. Fun little fact, if you do emote while a meteor is about to hit you, it will decrease the damage of the meteor. Kind of a weird bug in the game, but that is what it is. I think I kind of covered everything in this encounter. Maybe just you guys watching it now will help you. So let's just check out this encounter when my team did it. Alright, so here we are, starting my encounter that I did with my team here. I'm starting on 1 and 2, and I will be the operator. Swapping on my last gear here. I am running the raid shotgun with the Icolo sniper rifle, and Anarchy is what I will be using for damage. Definitely not the top damage, but it is up there. I normally hit for around 2 million per damage phase, which is pretty decent. It's definitely 1 phase worthy. Something I didn't note in the earlier part of this, if you don't run the 4-ball strat that I explained, you actually get 1 less damage phase, so it is better to run the 4-ball strat. Because you could run 2 balls instead, but it also shortens your damage phase and makes this a lot more confusing. So I wouldn't attempt that. Definitely make sure to do this 4-ball strat. So now we're just waiting for Taniks to move right now. Taniks is moving to 5 and 6. So that means chests 1 through 4 are where the balls need to go. Right now I'm telling my team on which ball each player is going to take and where they're going to put it. We're all sticking Anarchies on him because it breaks him a lot easier. I'll just take my slug to put a few shots in to help out. There we go. We got all 4 balls drop. They know to wait for the balls a little bit. Someone needs to grab that last one. There you go. As you can see, as operator, I was able to break that field for them to keep moving. And they're just going to keep jumping. There's another one detained. Boom. And the suppressor hit right after I broke that second detainment. So as you can see, they can all put in. It's very perfect timing. You definitely need to get it down. I do recommend bringing a divinity with you, which is what Lazy's doing here. And that's why he had a sword, because he's using divinity for boss. He also helps by killing those captains. And we put a bubble here, and then you'll notice the little debris field I was talking about earlier that you have to jump over is going to appear. There it is. You just got to jump over it. Luna Wells help a lot to give that extra range for the Divinity Bubble, which is going to appear below him. Highest damage strats lately I have to do is switching weapons, so that's what you're seeing me do here with the Icolo Sniper. And I'm just finishing off with Heritage until we get pushed out. We get 3 damage phases since we did the 4-ball strat rather than the 2-ball strat. Jump back in and stick my Anarchies on him right away. We should get to final stand here pretty soon. This is still the second break, so we still got one full more break to go through. I like to definitely have 2 bubbles and 2 wells for this to make it last throughout the whole damage phase. If you do go too close, you will die. As you notice, I got pushed in there, but it takes a little bit to kill you. But definitely don't stand too close. There we go. We're in his final stand. In the final stand of Taniks, he's going to just teleport around the whole room. And I think he teleports 6 times, and then he will wipe you if you don't get enough damage within that time. Sticking Anarchies will definitely make it easy. I'm sorry to the people that don't have Anarchy that hear me say Anarchy a bunch, but it really is such an amazing weapon for this encounter right here. Because it'll teleport with him and just keep damaging him. You see those 8,000 ticks right there. And he'll be dead any second here. And boom, there you go. That is Taniks the Abomination and the rest of the Deepstone Crypt raid. After you finish the raid, there is this chest up here, which you can go into, and it's like a vendor, and you can buy stuff you've already gotten to re-roll it for 20 spoils each. Or you can get loot that you have not got yet for around 60 spoils a piece. That is the full raid. This is the final encounter. I tried to go over it the best that I could. I hope I did. If there's anything you have a question about, please make sure to put in the comments down below or reach out to me in my Discord and I'll try to answer it the best that I can. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did find it helpful, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It does help me out a lot. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. This is Bikes out.